It's Monday again. Monday, November 4th, and you're listening to the Knightcast. Hesser's about halfway through a natural ice. A pint! And with me, as always, the Dark Legend.
And I'm halfway through a 20 fluid ounce Coca-Cola.
Awesome. You're sugaring yourself up, aren't you?
Sugaring myself up with my high chews.
Do you drink a lot of Cokes and stuff?
No, but I went out and picked up my deer meat today and decided, Coca-Cola sounds good.
Ah, that's right. That's right. What kind of... All right. You sent me a picture of that deer that you shot.
Yep.
And I showed it to a friend of mine that I work with. He's an avid hunter around here.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, that's a mule deer, right? Is that a mule deer?
I believe so. I'm not a big I don't know too much about them, but I believe that is correct.
Well, what I'm getting at is the deer here are nowhere near the size of that deer.
They're smaller?
Yeah.
Huh.
And they look completely different.
Really?
Yeah. Well, they're just we have white-tailed deer.
Oh, okay. We have those here too.
Okay. And that behemoth thing that you killed.
Yeah.
Did you ever
Headshotted.
Did you ever get a weight on it? How much it weighed?
With skin and bone and everything, that probably about 150 pounds.
Really?
After everything was done and said, I cut some steaks off of it personally myself and brought those home. Took the rest of it ground up, and I had 46 pounds worth of meat. And I probably took about 20 pounds of it home, maybe 15 pounds of it home.
So out of a 150-pound animal, you got...
Yeah, I got about like 50, 60 pounds of meat.
Is that good? I mean, I have no idea.
I don't know. I have no idea either. Yeah, I don't know. My uncle's a huge avid hunter, and this is my first hunting experience. So, but I will tell you that my Battlefield 4 sniping came into play in it, because all I could see was its head, and all I could think of was shooting somebody from the top of that building on Battlefield 4.
Right?
Really slowly, and I headshotted the thing.
Now you kept the skull too, right?
Yes, I do. Or yes, I did.
That's impressive. Do you hang it? Did you hang it right over the bed?
I'm gonna put it in the bed with me.
There you go. Just
Yep.
Right in between you and your wife.
Yes, right between me and the wife.
She'll love it. She'll love it.
The horns will poke her in the ass every night. Stop that! That's the horns, I swear.
Well, buddy, it's November.
Yep.
And you know what that means.
That means next gen.
Next gen consoles.
It is about time.
I've been sitting here looking at the Xbox 360 and I'll whisper to it, your time's about up, old man. You're the old console now. There's a new one coming.
Yeah, you're old news.
That's right.
Sadly, as I continue to read about the PS4, I'm whispering to my PS3, hang on, stay alive.
Just a little longer.
Just a little bit longer.
Well, are you still considering out of the two going the PS4 route? I mean, for our purposes, reviewing games and stuff, that may be the best way to go. But just on a personal level,
on a personal level, if they don't change a few things and make it like the PS3 but better, and by that I mean if they don't allow streaming from PC of music and movies and stuff, then no, probably not. I'll probably be going back to Xbox, just because it's a waste of time for the movies that I've already downloaded onto my computer and paid for through iTunes and through other methods. There's no point in why I shouldn't be able to stream them legitimate movies from my PC to my PS4, and it's mind-boggling to think that I may have spent how many hundreds of dollars purchasing movies off of iTunes and things like that, and I'm not allowed to stream them, is pretty ridiculous.
Right. I imagine there'll be a patch to fix that, though, eventually. There has to be.
Well, like we said before, we can't afford it off the get-go, so PlayStation's going to have plenty of time before I'm even able to purchase one to get that straightened out, and if they do, by all means, I'll stick with PlayStation, because I definitely do enjoy it more than I enjoyed my Xbox, but if they don't, Xbox will definitely be getting another customer coming back home to them. So,
are you, after the Xbox had issues with the 360 at launch, does that make you weary?
It makes me weary
of a new launch console.
Yeah, just a little bit. And actually, I've never personally had issues with my PS3, but I have heard of other people with their launch day PS3s having issues. So it just makes me kind of leery to ever purchase a brand new system at launch, just due to the fact that 9 times out of 10 in the past 2 console releases, they've had issues right out of the gate. So
Right. See, I never even had an Xbox until I started dating my wife, and she had an Xbox 360, and it was the arcade edition,
the original?
the original with just it had the memory sticks that went in the front,
Yep.
and the memory units, and
Yeah.
no hard drive, and hers red ringed.
Yep.
So, the one I have now is, like I said, basically the second batch that came out after the red ring batch, and but it's just, I hated playing it and feeling like I had to treat it like it was fragile. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't stand that with consoles.
But it what, $500 for the Xbox One, $400 for the PS4.
Yep.
It's a lot of money, So
It's a ton of money.
exactly, and I just don't want to feel like. I mean, I'm not going to be throwing it around, but I want to feel like it can take. If worst came to worst, it could take a fall and survive.
Yeah. Exactly. So, I'll probably give it at least 6 months after the initial release before I even start to think about which console I'm going to go with. Obviously, I'd love to lean towards PlayStation and stick with them, but if they can't get their thing straightened up, then there's just no way that I can make that purchase reasonable in my mind. Anyways, I can't see myself spending $400 or $500 on a console that's not going to do what its predecessors already done.
Right, and what we do with our website, as far as reviewing games, older games, to let let the listener know what's still worth their money, what's worth checking out if they haven't checked it out yet. I think it'd be it'd be beneficial to us to keep the 360 and PlayStation 3 for a while.
Oh yeah. There's going to be plenty of games that are still going to be new. They're going to be on the old consoles that if
Absolutely.
we want to pick them up, we're going to pick them up. And besides that, we're just kind of in a weird niche. Other podcasts have people that go out and spend $700-800 on a release day and get all the games, and they review all those new games. Well, sad truth about it is most people can't afford that, so that's where we come in. And we review, I've got Nintendo 64 all the way up to PS3. I've got the 64, the DS, Game Boys, PS2s, stuff like that. And I've got games from all that we're going to be reviewing. And, there's some old classic gamers out there. And there's just some people who can't afford the new system that could go out and spend $30 on a PS2, because that's what I did. And off of Craigslist, I mean, you could get a PS2 and like 6 games for like $50. So...
And they're not alone. I mean, we're not professional journalists by any means.
No.
We're just average gamers. We're both married. We get, X amount of play hours a week.
Yep.
And in those X amount of play hours a week, I want to play a game that I feel like is worth the time that I get to play.
Exactly.
And I want to find a game that's, if I'm going to spend up to $60 on a new game, I want it to be a game that's worth the few hours I get to play it,
And it's going to last you for a while.
Exactly. Have some replayability in it.
Yeah.
And basically that's what our website's all about.
Yep. In a nutshell, we are there for, the average gamer, not the hardcore gamer who's going out and spending $900 on a system or buying every game, release day game and all the accessories and 5 controllers and stuff.
And if you can do that, you make me super jealous.
Yeah, you make me super jealous. And if you can do that, you should use our Amazon affiliate link and purchase them all through Amazon.
Exactly.
They get it to you the same day as game day release. So
we have a link on our page under the Support Us tab at the top of the page.
And that Support Us tab means that we need help purchasing these cheap games because we can't afford them. So
Exactly. Well, buddy, with it being November, do you want to talk new consoles?
Yeah, we can go down that avenue, even though I'm kind of disgruntled about the PS4.
Well, we talked before the show, and we were talking about commercials. I've seen commercials for the Xbox One, As a matter of fact, they have one out now. It's called something about the invitation or something.
Haven't seen that.
The commercial is just called Invitation.
Huh.
And I need to put it up on the site, but it shows a couple of different games that are launch games for the Xbox One. It shows some of the screens, the actual, interface for the Xbox One. And we were talking before the show, and I said I've seen this for the Xbox One, at least screens of what the actual console menus look like, but I haven't seen anything for the PlayStation 4. Maybe I haven't looked in the right place, but I haven't seen anything for the PlayStation 4.
And I haven't really either. I have seen some, but they're not from like legitimate sites. So I wouldn't take that what they're posting as supposed to be the screens and stuff as legitimate screens. And on that aspect, I have been looking around for it and have not really came across anything. So it makes me believe that PlayStation's kind of playing their cards as you'll find out when you get it sort of thing. Kind of just back to like the cockiness of their, when the Xbox did their thing and the whole uproar on that, and everybody started putting pre-orders on the PS4. It just seems like they got a little too cocky.
I did put on the site, there was a video that Major Nelson had on his website where it showed, I think I put it on the site. It showed some of the screens for the friend menu, the friend app. I think we talked about that on the last podcast.
Yep.
But he was showing actual stuff from the console. And
that's cool.
And there's been some videos leaked online that I guess it was employees, kids that got a hold of like a pre-release Xbox One.
Ooh.
And they were showing what had come in the box. And
lucky little shits.
The one kid that showed some screens, his video got taken down, but at least for a while it was up and you could check it out. And like I say, I haven't seen anything for the PlayStation 4, so it's hard to say what to expect. As far as the Xbox One looks, my wife has a Windows 8 computer.
And it looks a lot like it, doesn't it?
It looks a lot like it, and I fucking hate Windows 8.
Me too.
As soon as that screen pops up with all the tiles, I can't get to just the plain desktop fast enough. Now, I mean, whatever they've designed for the Xbox One, it may work for that, and it may be fine. But just on the computer, I fucking hate it.
Yeah, it's Windows 8 just sucks. All around, I just completely hate it.
I've got Windows 7 now, and I plan on keeping it. I stayed with Windows 8. I went from Windows XP to Windows 7.
I remember when you had Windows XP.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I won't upgrade again until who knows when. I'm fine with Windows 7 the way it works. It was a little different than XP. Looks a lot different. Looks a lot better, but it'll be a long time before I upgrade again, probably. But I won't be
upgrading the Windows 8 unless I absolutely have to.
Right. It just, like I said, they may have it so it works on the Xbox.
Yeah, they might.
But just seeing it look similar was kind of a turn off to me. But I don't know. It may work out.
I will be interested to hear the official pre-orders on Xbox One and PS4 due to the fact that I don't really think many people know that you're not allowed to stream. And honestly, that's a huge thing that us PlayStation people pride ourselves on is our streaming and our graphics and the free play. Well, they've just knocked out 2 of those. The graphics on the PS4, from what I've seen, are amazing. And I've seen some comparisons, Xbox One to PS4, and I prefer the PS4 over the Xbox One graphics. But the streaming and the free play, that combination right there, I think right now the tally marks on pre-orders is pretty competitive. I think it's going back and forth between the PS4 and Xbox One. I think they're both holding in there pretty close. But I think with these 2 revelations of no streaming and no free play, not many people, I believe, know that. And once they find out, you can always switch your pre-order. So I'll be interested to see if people start switching from PS4 to Xbox One.
Right. I read an article on Kotaku that said that Watch Dogs was supposed to be a
game or
a release game, and it was going to be a bundle deal with the PlayStation 4, and now Ubisoft has decided they want to take some more time, polish the game, which is fine. That's
Which
fine.
is fine, but you shouldn't have advertised it.
Right, and there were a lot of people, from what I'd seen, had pre-ordered that bundle, and now we're canceling the pre-order.
Yep.
Not necessarily to go to Xbox One, but they just canceled.
A lot of them would be though.
So do you know what? Are they offering a bundle at launch? I don't think Xbox One is offering any kind of bundle at launch.
And I believe that they are. Hold on one second. I believe I've seen bundles for PS4 underneath like Battlefield. I believe there's Battlefield ones. Hold on one second.
I'm looking on Amazon right now, and all it shows is Xbox One console standard edition, and that's it, $499.96.
For $459.98 on GameStop.com, you can get a PlayStation 4 Call of Duty Ghost bundle. You can get the system for $399. You can get Drive Club PlayStation 4 Basic bundle. You can get PlayStation 4 Killzone Shadowfall Basic bundle. You can get PlayStation 4 NAC Basic bundle. You can also get the PlayStation 4 NAC bundle, which doesn't come with the basic system, comes with the updated system. You can get the PlayStation 4 Madden bundle, PlayStation 4 Battlefield LE bundle, and there's also the standard PlayStation 4 Drive Club bundle, which is not the basic console. So in that aspect, yes, they do have quite a few bundles. The Battlefield one actually looks pretty sweet, and it's reasonably priced at $459.98. So
that still puts it cheaper than the Xbox One at $499.
And if you like Call of Duty for $459.98, you can still get the PlayStation 4 Call of Duty Ghost bundle. So I mean, they're bundling, and their pricing is amazing compared to the Xbox One. That's hands down right there. $100 is like a game and an accessory, or a game and a couple DLCs, and I mean we all know how expensive those are. So
right, yeah, Xbox One does not have any kind of bundle at all. They had they have a standard edition now for $499.96, but they also had like a day one edition console that had a special controller. It just said like day one or something on it. And
you are actually wrong on that one.
What's that? That there's no bundles?
Yep, GameStop.com, Xbox One regular edition bundle with Call of Duty Ghost. Forza 5 is a bundle package. Dead Rising 3 is a bundle package. Xbox One EA Sports bundle Day 1 edition. Xbox One Dead Rising 3. Xbox One Madden NFL bundle.
And that's on GameStop? Because Amazon doesn't have crap as far as a bundle. Yeah,
this is all on GameStop.com. FIFA 14 Day 1 bundle. Forza 5 Day 1 bundle, Rice Day 1 bundle, and Battlefield 4 Day 1 bundle. So, if you're looking to bundle your system, I guess over to GameStop. For some reason, Amazon is not taking advantage of those, which is actually very disheartening because we advertise with Amazon. So,
right.
That kind of sucks.
Let's get down to the brass tacks of the consoles here. Let's see. What's the release date for the PlayStation 4?
November 15th, 2 weeks from last Friday.
November 15th, and the Xbox One is out November 22nd, which puts them really close to Black Friday.
Very close to Black Friday. I wonder if there'll be a Black Friday special.
I seriously doubt it.
I doubt they're even going to have consoles in stores at that point with how many pre-orders there are.
Right.
They might have some.
Let's see, but specs for the PlayStation 1, Jesus Christ. The Xbox One, it just all runs together now.
Whatever. We're going to start devolving. We're going to go back to PlayStation 1, hit up the Atari.
Let's see, specs for the there I go again. Xbox One. It's a 8-core CPU, which sounds humongous, and I have no idea what that means. I think my computer is a 4-core CPU.
Yeah, you got a quad core?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's 4-core.
8 gigabytes of system memory.
It's not bad.
That sounds okay. 500 gig hard drive, which sounds fantastic
Hold
considering
up.
mine is 64
Back up.
now.
Is what type of memory you got?
All I've got is just the hard specs. I don't have any specific details.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know who the CPU was made by.
Well, okay.
I assume it's Intel.
Okay.
500 gig hard drive, like I say, which is a fantastic step up from the 64 gig that I have now. It's fucking overflowing with shit, and I have to keep downloading games if I want to play them again. Which too, with a 500 gig hard drive, Xbox announced that they would have day one downloads for all
Nice.
their games. So if you don't want to go out and buy the disc, you just download it from Xbox Live, which is something I think I would partake in. I don't know. I'm kind of a collector though. I kind of like having the disc.
If you're a collector, you're never gonna want downloads.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've been getting the games with gold, the free games that they've been giving out, but
That's a little bit different though. Those are free.
yeah, that's true. I kind of like having the disc and having the case, and it's kind of like a little trophy on the shelf.
Exactly. I got a whole bookshelf of trophies.
It'll have its first Blu-ray drive.
Nice.
I guess they bought those rights from Sony.
That or a patent ran out.
Yeah, that too. Wireless in internet, HDMI in and out, so you can stream your cable box through it,
Nice.
and USB 3.0, which the computer I built is the first computer in years that has anything beyond like USB 1.0, so that's fantastic to have it on the console.
Awesome.
The HDMI in and out, there was an article I'd read that said technically you could hook a PlayStation 4 to the Xbox One and pass through it.
Really?
Yeah.
What the heck?
They more or less made it sound like we don't know why the hell you would want to do that, but it is possible. You could do it.
I'd do it just on my PS3. I'd hook my PS3 up to my Xbox One and then into my TV.
You know, the Xbox One, you get the Kinect in the box. You no longer have to have the Kinect hooked to the Xbox One full time, which if I was going to get one, the way they originally were going to launch the Xbox One, I was completely fine with. The only thing I kind of didn't like was the used game policy.
Yeah.
But I understand why they were doing it. But people, we're just not ready to not be able to buy used games yet. Especially people, in my position that can't always afford a brand new game and know if you can just wait a couple months.
Yeah.
And avoid the internet, basically, then you could pick it up $20, $30 less.
And the thing that gets me is almost 100% of my collection is all used games off of Amazon and eBay or Craigslist. So doing that would totally screw me over. I mean, I probably spent a couple $100 on my collection, but at the time, if I would have had to buy them new, it would have been closer to $1,000. So
I know I was gonna bring this up during the news segment, but Ubisoft announced that they're dropping all their online passes too, effective immediately.
They're dropping their online passes?
Exactly. So a game that they sell isn't tied to one Xbox or one PS3.
Really?
Exactly. They gave up the online. I guess with the new consoles getting ready to come out, they decided to ditch that. That way they could still, there's the option to sell more games, knowing that eventually people, if they got tired of it, they could resell it.
Yeah, no joke.
It's no more money in their pocket after that, but
no. But
would you want to buy a game knowing, eventually after you beat it, you're stuck? I keep them all, just like I said, as trophies, but
yeah.
There's a lot of people buy them with the knowing that once they complete the game that they're done with it.
Yeah.
And if I was limited to I couldn't resell it because of an online pass, then if nobody else could play it online, then they'll lose out on a lot of sales, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of people who would just look at the game and say, "Well, I can't resell it because the next person won't be able to play it online. I'm not going to pick it up because I'm not going to be able to make any money back off of it." So
Exactly. Well, what do we got for specs on the PlayStation 4?
We got some specs. It actually sounds quite a bit like yours. We got a CPU custom made by AMD. It's called the Jaguar. It's an 8-core. We have a GPU of 1.84 T-flops. It's an AMD Radeon graphics core next gen engine. The memory is going to be GDDR5 8 GB. Hard disk drive, it just says built in. So I'm not really positive what size the hard drive is going to be. The optical drive is read-only. It's Blu-ray and DVD, which they said is going to be a day one mandatory update for
I heard that.
for you to use DVDs and Blu-rays in it. And if you can't connect it to the internet to do the update, you have to contact Sony support and have them ship you a CD to upgrade it. And who knows how much they're going to charge you for shipping and all that information.
If they're smart, free.
Yeah, no joke. It's got a super speed USB 3.0. It's got auxiliary. It's got communication Ethernets. It's got Bluetooth 2.1. It's got HDMI output with analog AV output and digital output optical.
You know, at first I felt like, out of the gate, PlayStation 4 was on top of the world.
Yeah.
Xbox, it seemed like out of the gate, I think their ideas of what they wanted to do with the console were fine. But why people were so scared to have it hooked to the internet all the time, and
NSA
and the and the Kinect connected all the time, also NSA. But
yeah,
why people felt that was such a big deal, I have no idea. Those things, when they announced it, I was like, great. They spent how much money redesigning this Kinect?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it, I'll give it a try.
Yep.
I have no desire to play a Kinect-based game.
No, neither do I.
But
unless it's Battlefield somehow.
Right. But to be able to talk to the Xbox and just turn it on, or I'll walk in front of it and it'll load my profile for me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Set my controller up the way I like it. That's fine with me. I'll leave it plugged in. That's cool. I don't care.
Yeah.
The connected to the internet, my Xbox 360 is fucking connected to the internet all the time. So.
And so is my PS3. So.
I don't pay, for Xbox Live every year for it not to be connected 24/7.
Yeah, exactly.
So why that was a big deal, I have no idea. I mean, there may be a handful of people that just play games offline completely.
And for a little bit, when I first moved out on my own, that's all I did.
Right, well, me too.
But then again, I got Call of Duty and then got internet again. So
I guarantee you at least 85% of Microsoft's purchase base is connected to the internet 24/7 with a 360.
I'm sure. Yeah. There's no doubt about that.
So I feel like when they made the initial announcement to have it internet ready 24/7, or it had to be connected 24/7, that they based it off those numbers to start with. So
there's also a lot of rumors though that they had redesigned the Kinect and it was going to transfer information back to Microsoft on how many people were watching a movie and that if it was going to be pirated or not. And those rumors flew around for months, and then they released that it had to be connected to the internet. And I think that's honestly, with all the information on the government and the NSA and everything,
right? And could
that really freaked people out.
Could the NSA stuff not have come at a worse time for Microsoft?
It really,
because that was all at the exact same time.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that the Kinect doesn't send information back to Microsoft telling them how many people are in the room watching a movie, or if the movie is pirated, or if their Xbox One has been hacked and playing illegal games or whatever. But the time of the NSA and government spying and everything like that, it just could not have came at a worse time for Microsoft. It really screwed their sales over, and a ton of Microsoft people jumped to PlayStation. But now with this news on PlayStation, who's to say they're not all going to jump back?
Right. So, well, I assume the NSA is listening to us record this podcast right now, so if they want to sit there and watch me scratch my balls in front of the Kinect on the Xbox One, then that's fine.
Well, they're not listening to me because I got tinfoil over top of my head.
Well,
So
which is, a foolproof way
exactly.
to protect
Yep.
yourself.
Yep. Tinfoil. I do it everywhere I go.
Do you think a lot of people that pre-order the PlayStation 4 are having second thoughts now?
Uh,
Or that the hardcore fan base for PlayStation will just stick with PlayStation regardless?
that is really hard to say because I would consider myself a hardcore PlayStation. If for console's sake, I would have to consider myself a hardcore PlayStation fan.
Right.
But yeah, it makes me leery on some of these things that are finally coming out because they've been so hush hush about it and not really speaking about what the specifications are going to be. They've been really jumping around the topic. They've never really given us solid, and really even looking at what the PlayStation 4 can and can't do, I have not found a website that is from PlayStation. These are all just different little gaming websites that are saying what it can and can't do. So nothing's set in stone.
Right.
I mean, it could be day one. It could come with like 3 games and we wouldn't know about it. It could come with streaming. These are all just speculations that these people have said that they've heard from somebody else.
Right.
So PlayStation could still pull one out of the hat and make everything the way that it should be. And at that point, I just don't see how Microsoft could ever stop them.
For PlayStation to come out of the gate, and I know they had some commercials and stuff during PAX and E3 where they were rattling Microsoft's cage on what they could do as far as like trading games and whatnot.
Yeah.
And eventually drove Microsoft to just change their setup altogether.
Yeah.
For them to rattle the cage that hard, they sure are being really secretive now about what the PlayStation 4, what it looks like on your TV, because I haven't seen anything.
Nope. And I've never found a legitimate source on it. Being a hardcore PlayStation fan on this aspect, with their secretiveness, it's definitely made me step back and go, thank God I haven't got a pre-order on that system. It could be a big pile of shit for all I know.
Have you even seen, I mean, it may be out there, I have no idea. Have you even seen an unboxing video for the PlayStation 4?
I've seen some things on YouTube, but I don't know if I trust them. I mean, none of these people are doing their unboxings in like an extremely professional like manner. They're all like on kitchen tables and things like that. And I'm just like, no, if you've got a developer console, or let's say the Taco Bell one, because apparently Taco Bell bought out PS4s and they're already out there being used. I just heard about that on Pandora Radio. For like 2 weeks straight, every 7 hours or something, they gave away a PS4 and it was shipped out. And so there's people out there that already have them. But to have that, these videos are pretty kind of sketchy on the sketchy side. Maybe I haven't seen the right ones. Maybe I haven't looked hard enough. But from all the reviews that I've read, and I mean, the websites look legitimate. But again, they're not coming from PlayStation, and I haven't heard anything from PlayStation. PlayStation hasn't done an unboxing yet. So until PlayStation says something or until the official release date, I'm not going to really know. Personally, as myself, I'm glad that I didn't do a pre-order and I didn't pay it off, because who knows? You might get stuck with a system that you're not happy with at all. So,
right. And Microsoft puts Major Nelson, which when I first started getting really into the Xbox and the Xbox 360, Major Nelson to me was like the face of Xbox,
Yeah.
And I've listened to this podcast, and he put a video on his blog, and it was on the Xbox website of him unboxing an Xbox One. In a professional studio and everything. He showed you everything that comes in the box. What you should expect when you get it. And like I said, I've seen nothing from Sony.
I have not seen anything that is that professional. So, and like I said, PlayStation's not even saying what their specs are or what's going to come with it, really. So, I mean, they've said, there's going to be a controller, obviously, a few other little things here and there. But compared to what Xbox has released and set in stone and what PlayStation has set in stone, hands down, Xbox has definitely been way more upfront and honest with their customers. PlayStation starting to play a little bit of a guessing game, a secret game. And I just don't think that all the PlayStation fans are gonna jump on it. I think there's gonna be a lot of people who don't have pre-orders that are gonna jump for the Xbox One just because they know what it's gonna be out of the box.
Right.
So
We'll keep an eye on things, and we'll post on the site what happens with launch
with the
day
PlayStation
sales
4.
and at least Black Friday sales. I'll see if I can find something that shows console-wise how they.
I've heard those have already leaked.
Well, I've seen there was an ad. There's a YouTube video I saw that had a ad for a Black Friday ad for GameFly, not
Yep.
GameFly, GameStop,
GameStop.
and they both claim to have have both consoles, but neither one of them any cheaper than
No.
what they are already. But which I don't imagine there'll be a price cut really anytime soon.
Not for another year, I'd bet.
But we'll track that and we'll put it on the site when we find out some hard numbers of sales wise what's going on.
Or just what the heck the PlayStation 4 is actually going to be.
Exactly.
So
It's just like I said, it's just a shame for them to come out hardcore and it seemed on top of the world at the beginning, and now
I was so excited for them. I mean, I was ready to go put down a down payment and pay the thing off. I mean, they were rattling the cage, shaking it. I mean, they were just basically like kicking Xbox right in the nuts and just saying, you might as well just burn yourself to the ground right now.
the
Now they got nothing.
the Sony announcement video when they announced the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
I watched it. I watched every second of it. Because I'm thrilled that finally after 7-8 years we're getting new consoles finally.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see what PlayStation was offering because I knew that Microsoft had to be offering something similar. So I watched all the PlayStation 4 announcement, and I watched all of the Xbox One announcement, and at the first show after that, which was PAX, I think.
Yeah.
I know Microsoft took a lot of heat.
Oh, they took a ton of heat.
They did, and they made a lot of changes. Some that I feel weren't, that Microsoft should have said, fuck you, deal with it.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of the fucking future? Well, that's your problem.
Yeah.
But the only thing, like I said, out of the box that I disagreed with was the ability where you couldn't resell your games. But they had a sharing program where people could, if I had a game, you wanted to play it, you had an Xbox One, if it was in my library and installed on my hard drive, you could play it.
Yeah.
And besides just my friends, nobody else, I'm not just letting everybody borrow my games willy-nilly. So it's just my friends anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they had it covered. It's just you couldn't resell them after that.
Exactly. There was no profit in reselling or anything like that. So,
but at the same time,
which I kind of understand because look at GameStop. I mean, a lot of their sales come from used games. If the next gen systems were to go there, I mean, think of all these stores that would go under that sell used games.
Right.
So,
right. Well, I look at it this way. I torrent some music.
Yeah.
But there have been CDs I've actually gone out and bought or downloaded off of iTunes just because. Well, mostly going out and bought the CD because I wanted the book and wanted the cover art and everything with it.
Yeah.
But have gone out and bought because I torrented a track or two off the CD.
Yeah, and I remember doing that stuff when I was younger. When I was really young, used to go download a song and be like, ooh, this song's really cool. Go buy the whole album,
Right, so the share feature they had set up at first, if you could play a game that somebody else owned, why would you not eventually, if you liked it, I assume you just eventually go out and buy it and have it for yourself.
That's true.
So, well, Legend, that's all I've got as far as our console war debate. I mean, it wasn't much of a debate now that that Sony's getting kind of shady with all the details. I am still looking forward to see how they both do on day one. I wish both.
I'm looking forward to it. I was really excited to actually have a good debate with you on it. But man, I got no ammo to back anything up with nowadays, and on top of that, just questioning whether or not I'm going to stick with them is just a whole different thing. So
Right.
we'll see. Our logo might be changing to 2 Xbox buttons.
Well, I wish I wish them both the best on launch day, because without competition, then when they compete, the consumer wins. So
Yep,
I
exactly.
wish them both the best as far as
And
sales
when
on
they
day
compete,
one.
we compete.
Exactly. So we're going to take a break here, and we'll be right back with some news. All right, we're back with gaming news and new releases. Gaming news this week, like I said earlier, Ubisoft said they were cutting out their online passes effective immediately. Good for them. Good for them. Maybe EA will follow in their footsteps now.
No joke.
hmm On the Microsoft side of things, Titanfall announced that they're going to be Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC exclusive, which they kind of made that known from the beginning. So, I assume that's news.
Yeah, I would guess.
I mean, it's a shame. I would have liked to have seen PlayStation be able to play that game too. It looks cool. I don't know if it's a Call of Duty killer, but it looks neat. I want to check it out
It
on the
looks fun.
360. Oh, we talked about we kind of talked to each other off the air about, we put up a video online on our website of Call of Duty saying that the game basically the way they made it sound in that video is that the game would be cross-platform,
Oh, yeah.
which I found out may not entirely be the case.
From what I found, it's not cross-platform, it's cross-generation.
And that was a dick move, Activision.
That was a dick move.
It seems like the only thing that's going to be cross-platform is if you were to have Call of Duty Ghost, I was to have Call of Duty Ghost.
We could play that stupid mobile app.
We could be in the same clan, and our clan experience would count cross-platform.
Yeah.
Which you would play in your ecosystem, I'd play in mine, and then just clan stuff would count, but not actually be cross-platform, which I kind of think was a little fucking misleading on their part.
No shit.
So not too. That was kind of some fake hype. I apologize if it turns out that way. Great. I apologize that we brought that up on an earlier episode, which now may not be the case. But from the video I put up on the site, that's the way they made it seem.
That's what we thought. We sat here and talked about it for half an hour before we even aired it, and we both came to the conclusion that it meant it was going to be Xbox versus PlayStation.
And now, even though they're not cross-platform and Battlefield isn't cross-platform, I'm really kind of thinking about playing Battlefield 4 this time around.
Me too. I think I'll probably stick with my Battlefield game.
I'll probably do both. I mean, I still want to play Ghost. I want to play it bad, but Battlefield 4, it was fun playing the beta.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see some more of it now that it's a finished product. So.
Yep.
And it seems like a different kind of game multiplayer altogether over.
They are completely different multiplayer game styles, so.
And I'm not, Call of Duty, I've played Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2. I've had fun with both of them, but I kind of think I'm ready for something a little different maybe this time around.
I just find Call of Duty to be a little bit more, I wouldn't want to say childish, but it's a little bit more not on the, like, I don't know, not so much like realistic. Battlefield's always been a little bit more realistic, but Battlefield 4 didn't really give me that feeling. So I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if Battlefield's not starting to kind of go in the footsteps of Call of Duty, but we'll
Right.
have to see.
Yeah, I definitely want to check both of them out this time.
Yep.
Or at least pick up maybe Battlefield 3 off of Amazon, because I know people will still be playing the multiplayer for that,
Yeah.
and check that out and see what I'd be getting into before I invested $60 for Battlefield 4.
Yeah. I liked Battlefield Bad Company too. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, as far as other news, EA dropped Tiger Woods. His contract was up, so next year,
He was sleeping with the CEO's wife.
Exactly. So next year it'll just be what is it? PGA Tour 2014. It won't be Tiger Woods PGA Tour.
I'm still waiting for the Grand Theft Auto edition where when you don't get a hole in win, you can walk up and smack somebody in the head with a golf club.
But as far as news for Xbox and just general news, that's all I've got.
I've got a little bit of news. Last week, WWE 2K14 got released. That was a big hype coming away from, I believe it was Activision who was making them before. I'm not positive. Don't hold me on that. But the 2K series picked them up, and they've been done and worked miracles on the NBA, NFL, NCAA, and all college sporting games, just sporting games in general. So that will be a interesting thing. I probably honestly will have to check it out just from my old childhood obsession with wrestling. 2K14 seems to bring games back home to what they're actually meant to be, and it might be kind of cool. So on PlayStation 3 news, we have Call of Duty Ghost being released on the 5th, so that puts us at holy crap, that's tomorrow. Call of Duty Ghost comes out tomorrow, guys. Don't forget that. Wow.
Yes, it does.
That is all I have for PS3. Moving on to PC. Again, Call of Duty tomorrow. Ghost, pick it up. From Nintendo, they actually have released on Halloween. It's called Nintendo Video. It's for your 3DS systems. And what they do is they put out a bunch of like little short videos, and they're all free, and you can watch them. They released that they're going to be making one called The Legend of Zelda: The Misadventures of Link. So apparently it's going to be an original comic short that follows Link around. He's going to be the series star, of course. And it's going to be kind of in a hysterical light, they're saying. It's going to be surrounded with familiar fans. There's also going to be maybe a couple shorts on the Zelda one, but it's going to be based off of Wind Waker HD for the Wii U console. So anybody who's read my review on that one sees how much I love the Wind Waker, especially the Wii U HD version of it. Apparently this is going to be kind of like a comedy version of a cartoon. I don't know how many series they're going to do, but they're also going to do one on Pikmin, which I've never played that game, but as I found out, Pikmin are the little guys who carry your save data across from your Wii to your Wii U. They were kind of cool looking. It seems like kind of a cool game. On top of that, whoa, what is all this? On top of that, Nintendo has also released that they're going to be making a Nintendo 3DS XL bundle, and this came out on the 29th, so last Friday. They are going to be releasing a Zelda bundle that's going to be glittered with gold and black with the iconic Triforce as the exterior, as well as a download code for A Link Between Worlds, which that game comes out at the end of this month, and I am excited for that game. Wish I could pick it up. I won't be able to for a little bit, but Amazon, I will be watching you for it. So, and in other gaming news, which you might be kind of interested in this, I recently read this morning that Blizzard, yes, World of Warcraft creator, has acquired another patent on a name, and I think it's called like World of something, but people aren't sure if it's going to be a new World of Warcraft like sort of game, like a new
like a 2.0,
like World of Warcraft 2.0, completely new world, or if it's a next expansion. So we're gonna be looking into that this coming week. They just announced it today. Well, no, I guess they announced it a few days ago. This article says. But I'll be excited to hear about that, whether or not they're going to make a whole new MMO or if they're going to just continue to expand on their franchise they already have. I personally think that if they made a new MMO, that would be the way to go. I think they've kind of ran themselves into a ground with the Mists of Pandaria. So,
Well, they had announced that, they're wrapping up Mr. Pandaria now. And they had
yeah.
announced that they were going to reskin all the races in the game. And it kind of makes me wonder, they had Project Titan. They were working on it, never really announced what that was, and then they scrapped it completely.
Huh.
So it kind of makes me wonder if they're going to just reskin the entire game of Warcraft and release a new game, period.
Yeah, they might. They might just scrap the whole thing.
Because when I played and when you played Warcraft all the time, and now with Pandaria especially, they've kind of maximized that map as far as what they can keep adding to it. So
exactly.
maybe this is something new. We'll keep an eye on that and let everybody know when we find out.
Yeah, when we find out more information, we'll let you guys know. The only thing I could think they could do is kind of like a continental drift sort of theory. You know how like the plate tectonics and things, how the world used to all be one and then now it's not. Maybe they could do kind of a reverse where, you got to take a ship to get to the different continents. You got to take a boat, flying ship, stuff like that. They might be able to condense those and then expand out into the regions where there were other sections before. I don't know. That's just a theory, but
we'll see. It's exciting. I enjoyed Warcraft when we played it. So
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, you and I spent countless hours and days running that stuff together. So I mean, I really enjoyed it. And who knows? Maybe we'll have to do a World of Warcraft podcast sometime.
That could be cool.
That'd be cool.
If you'd like to hear that, podcast at ninenights.net.
Maybe we can even get some of our old guildies on.
That could be cool, too.
Possibly. Some of them weren't so cool. Hopefully they're not listening to this podcast.
That's right. That's all I've got for gaming news. You want to jump into new releases? You got any more gaming news?
No, that is... I've pretty much completed it. Call of Duty Ghosts is the only thing coming out this week, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, new releases for the Xbox 360. We've got Ben 10 Omniverse 2. I don't care. I'm an adult.
Yeah, see, I had that for my two systems also and just skipped it.
Zumba Fitness World Party. I don't care because I'm lazy.
I could Zumba it.
But the only thing coming out this week that seems to be worth a damn is Call of Duty Ghosts, and that's why I guarantee you there's nothing but shitty releases this week because nobody wants to compete with that. So,
yep.
Which Call of Duty Ghost, if you're picking it up, send us an email. Let us know what you think about it. I'd love to hear from you.
We can count that as part of our contest.
Send in an email.
Sending in an email with a game review.
Or if you buy it through our Amazon link.
Well, yeah, they'd have to do that.
If you don't have to have it right then. Which, if you have to have it right then, I completely understand.
If you have to have it right then, go onto our Amazon affiliate link right now, click same day shipping, and you'll have it the same day. Or, I've heard of Amazon delivering the day before.
Right on. New releases is just those 3 for 360. So that's...
Yeah, and that's, like I said, I've already gone over my new releases, so.
All right. We're having a contest right now. You can get yourself a year of PlayStation Plus or a year of Xbox Live Gold through our contest. Entering's easy. If you go to our website, ninenights.net.
Can I enter?
No, we're not eligible, unfortunately.
Oh, all right.
Click on the contest tab. You'll see the full rules for the contest. Basically, if you buy something off Amazon, please buy something through our link. If you
has to be through our link.
Exactly. If you buy through our link, send me an email, hesser@ninenights.net, because I can see who purchased something or what was purchased. I just don't know who purchased it. And every purchase you make counts as one entry into the contest. Or find us on Facebook and share one of our posts. You can't share something that we're sharing. It has to be a post from us. Share one of our posts, or on Twitter, retweet one of our tweets. Also, again, it has to be one of our official tweets. It can't be something that we're retweeting already. But share one of our tweets, retweet a tweet, or share one of our posts, and both of those, each share or each retweet, will count as an entry into the contest. And basically,
it's if you spend for every $5 increment that you spend on an Amazon account is one entry.
Exactly. So you spend
if you
$20.
$20,
that's
it's 4 entries.
Exactly. So we're just trying to make some money for future contests and to help us get some capture cards. And as far as Facebook and Twitter are concerned, just help us get our name out there, spread the word, and it helps us out, which in turn will help you out with more contests. So we've got one lined up that Legend of I had talked about for the first of the year. So if we get on this one does good, then there will be no problem funding future contests. So everybody wins that way. But you can check that out. There's all the information under the contest tab at 9nights.net. If you're getting a PlayStation 4 or you're getting an Xbox One at launch, maybe you pre-ordered, email us, podcast at 9nights.net. Let us know which one you pre-ordered, what your thoughts are on the console. If you like the Xbox One, why do you hate the PlayStation, or vice versa? Send us an email at podcast at 9nights.net. Let us know what you're doing, what's going on, and we'll read your emails on the show. You can find me, Hesser Almighty, on Xbox Live. Feel free to add me. I got plenty of room. Need more people to play with, more leaderboard updates to compete against.
You can find me, Dark Legend, on the PlayStation Network at Dark Legend with 2 Ks. And feel free to contact me, email me, join in a game with me, whatever you want to do. You can also email me at darklegend@9nights.net, or on Google Plus at +9nights, or on Facebook. We have a link to our Facebook page on the Contact Us page at 9nights.net.
And we're on YouTube. We only got 2 videos right now, but we're working on that and want to improve that in the future. The website's also, our official launch was 3 days ago. November 1st, we've had the site up since the beginning of October. The official launch was November 1st. So we've made some changes to the site. There'll be more changes to come. Just keep an eye on the site, see what's going on. If it's down or if it's wonky, don't get discouraged, because things will be sorted out sooner than later.
Yep.
So
it's checked basically hourly by us.
Exactly. So just keep an eye on the site for all your gaming news and updates. There'll be more reviews to come. Haven't done a review in a while. Last week they had a week of double XP on Black Ops, and I don't want to make this the Call of Duty podcast, but I spent a lot of time playing that. Played a little Mass Effect 1, which is the first time I've ever played that. I like it, but I'm getting kind of tired of quest-based games, so I don't know. I may pick it up and finish it. I'm not sure yet. So real quick, did you play anything last week?
I picked up Pokemon Y.
Still working on that?
Still working on that. I've put in over 10 hours, it says, and I've only got the second badge, and all I've been doing is fighting Pokemon, collecting Pokemon, and continuing on. I don't know how big this game is, but I have to figure it's going to take me a while. But it is awesome. It is a great game. I put a little thing about it underneath Night News on our website. You can go there. I put a link to Pokemon X and Pokemon Y on the review sort of thing. It's kind of just like a little rundown of what it is and why I chose it. So if you're wondering why I chose Y over X, go read that, because majority of people out there are telling you to pick up Pokemon X. Well, I wouldn't really say that's true. Pokemon Y is an amazing game, and it's really fun.
Right on. Also, I'm going to be starting like I said, I don't want to make this the Call of Duty cast, but I'm going to start a clan that's specific to our listeners own Black Ops 2. I'll be registering that soon, so just keep an eye on the site for our official clan tag, and I'll have all the information on the website on how to join our clan so we can play with our listeners. So, like I said, everybody just keep an eye on the site, and there'll be more information on that pretty soon.
Ooh! And if you have Pokemon X or Y, feel free to email me at darklegend, DARKLEGEND, at 9nights.net. That way you can send me your Nintendo ID, and we can be friends on Pokemon and trade Pokemon back and forth and battle it out.
Awesome. I'm jealous. You suck that you got that before me. Well, Legend, that's all I got this week. You good, man?
I think I'm good.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next week.